Good morning everyone. Basa tayo na ating KJB Bible guys. Daily reading plan. Pagpasensyahan nyo na maraming sabit-sabit dyan. Tag-ulan kami ngayon dito sa Pilipinas. Kaya hindi natutuyo yung mga sinampay. Pagpasensyahan nyo na rin yung mga noise. Okay, today is July 5, 2022, Day 246, Ezekiel chapter 22 to 23. Ezekiel chapter 22, Moreover the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Now thou son of man, wilt thou judge the blood city? Yea, thou shalt shew her all her abominations. Then say thou, Thus saith the Lord God, the city sheddeth blood in midst of it, that her time may come, and make it idols against herself to defile herself. Thou art become guilty in thy blood, and thou hast shed and hast defiled thyself. Guys, papasisyan na niya yung noise ng sasakyan kasi nga 6:04 na dito sa Pilipinas. So, tinanghali ako ng gising. Okay, ulit natin. Thou art become guilty in thy blood, and thou hast shed and hast defiled thyself in thine idols which thou hast made, and thou hast caused thy days to draw near, and art come even unto thy ears. Therefore have I made thee reproach unto the heathen, and mocking to all countries. Verse 5, Those that be near and those that be far from thee shall mock thee, which art infamous and much vexed. Behold, the prince of Israel, everyone were indeed to their power to shed blood. Ganyan talaga guys, maaga na yung sari-saring noise na. And they have, kasi nakalimutan kong gumising ng 3 a.m. And they have deceit light by father and mother, in the midst of thee have they dealt by oppression with the stranger, and they have they vexed the fatherless and the widow. Verse 8, Thou hast despised mine holy things, and hast profaned my Sabbaths. And they are men that carry tools to shed blood, and indeed they eat upon the mountains, in the midst of thee they commit lewdness. And they discover their father's nakedness, indeed have they humbled her, and was set apart for pollution. And one had committed abominations with his neighbor's wife, and another had lewdly defiled his daughter-in-law, and another indeed had humbled his sister, his father's daughter. And they have they taken gifts to shed blood. Thou hast taken usury and increase, and thou hast greedily gained of thy neighbors by extortion, and hast forgotten me, said the Lord God. Behold, therefore I have smitten mine hand, and thy dishonest gain which thou hast made, and at thy blood which hath been in the midst of thee. Can thine heart endure, or can thine hands be strong? In the days that I shall deal with thee, I the Lord have spoken it, and I will do it. And I will scatter thee among the heathen, and disperse thee in the countries, and will consume the filthiness out of thee. And thou shalt take thine inheritance in thyself in the sight of the heathen, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, the house of Israel is to me become dross. All they are brass and tin and iron and lead in the midst of the furnace. They are even the dross of silver. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, ang ingay ng manok. Okay, therefore thus saith the Lord God, because ye are all become dross, behold, therefore I will gather you into the midst of Jerusalem. Kasi yung pagbasa natin ng Bible, dapat tahimik na tahimik talaga, para pumasok sa utak natin tsaka sa puso natin. Wala, tinanghali tayo, sorry talaga. Verse 20, As they gather silver and brass and iron, and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace, to blow the fire upon it, to melt it, so will I gather you in mine anger, and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. Yea, I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, and ye shall be melted in the midst thereof. As silver is melted in the midst of the furnace, so shall ye be melted in the midst thereof, and ye shall know that I, the Lord, have poured out my fury upon you. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto her, Thou art the land that is not cleansed, not rained upon in the day of the indignation. There is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof, like a roaring lion ravening the prey. They have devoured souls, they have taken the treasure and the precious things, they have made her many widows in the midst thereof. Her priests have violated my law and have profaned mine holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane, neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Sabbaths, and I am profane among them. Her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves ravening the prey to shed blood and to destroy souls, to get dishonest gain. And her prophets have doubled them with untempered mortar, saying vanity and divine lies unto them, saying, Thus saith the Lord God, when the Lord hath not spoken, the people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery, and have vexed the poor and needy, yet they have oppressed the stranger wrongfully, and I sought for a man among them that should make up the heads and stand in the gap before me for the land, that I should not destroy it, but I found none. Therefore have I poured out my indignation upon them, I have consumed them with the fire of my wrath, their own way have I recompensed upon their heads, saith the Lord God. Ezekiel chapter 23. Basa. The word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, there were two women, the daughters of one mother, and they committed whoredoms in Egypt. They committed whoredoms in their youth. There were their breasts, and their breasts, the teats of their virginity. And the names of them were Aholah, the elder, and Aholibah, her sister. And they were mine, and they bare sons and daughters. Thus were their names. Samaria is Aholah, and Jerusalem Aholibah. And Aholah played the harlot when she was mine, and she doted on her lovers, on the Assyrians her neighbors, which were clothed with blue captains and rollers of them, desirable young men, horsemen riding upon horses. Thus she committed her whoredoms with them, with all them that were the chosen men of Assyria, and with all on whom she doted, with all their idols she defiled herself. Neither left she her whoredoms brought from Egypt, for in her youth they lay with her, and they bruised the breast of her virginity, and poured their whoredom upon her. Wherefore I have delivered her into the hand of her lovers, into the hand of Assyrians, upon whom she doted. This discovered her nakedness. They took her sons and her daughters, and slew her with the sword, and she became famous among women. For they had executed judgment upon her, and when her sister Aholibah saw this, she saw more corrupt in her inordinate love than she. And in her whoredoms more than her sister, in her whoredoms she doted upon the Assyrians her neighbors, captains and rollers clothed most gorgeously, horsemen, riding upon horses, all of them desirable young men. Then I saw that she was defiled, and they took both one way. And that she increased her whoredoms, for when she saw men portrayed upon the wall, the images of the Chaldeans portrayed were with vermilion, girded with girdles upon their loins, exceeding in dyed attire upon their heads, all of them prints to look to after the manner of the Babylonians of Chaldea, the land of their nativity. And as soon as she saw them with her eyes, she doted upon them, and sent messengers unto them into Chaldea, and the Babylonians came to her into the bed of love, and they defiled with her with their whoredom, and she was polluted with him, and her mind was alienated from them. So she discovered her whoredoms, and discovered her nakedness. Then my mind was alienated from her, like as my mind. Guys, basa rin kayo ng Bible, guys, para masundan niyo ako. Ulit. Ezekiel chapter 23 verse 18. So she discovered her whoredoms, and discovered her nakedness. Then my mind was alienated from her, like as my mind was alienated from her sister. Yet she multiplied whoredoms and calling to remembrance the days of her youth wherein she had played the harlot in the land of Egypt. For she doted upon their paramours, whose place is as the place of asses, and whose issue is like the issue of horses. Thou dost call it to remembrance the lewdness of the youth, embracing thy tits by the Egyptian for the paps of the youth. Therefore, O Aholibah, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will raise up thy lovers against thee from whom thy mind is alienated, and I will bring them against thee on every side, the Babylonians and all the Chaldeans, Pekod, and Shoah, and Goah, and all the Assyrians with them, all of them desirable young men, captains and rulers, great lords, and renowned, all them riding upon horses. And they shall come against thee with chariots, wagons, and wells. Wait lang guys, verse 24. Verse 24. And they shall come against thee with chariots, wagons, and walls, and with an assembly of people. We shall set against thee buckler, and shield, and helmet round about. And I will set judgment before them, and they shall judge thee according to their judgments. And I will set my jealousy against thee, and they shall deal furiously with thee. They shall take away thy nose, and thine ears, and thy remnant shall fall by the sword. They shall take thy sons and thy daughters, and thy residue shall be devoured by the fire. They shall also strip thee out of thy clothes, and take away thy fair jewels. Thus will I make thy lewdness to cease from thee, and thy whoredom brought from the land of Egypt, so that thou shalt not lift up thine eyes unto them, nor remember Egypt anymore. Verse 28. For thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will deliver thee into the hand of them whom thou hatest, into the hand of them from whom thy mind is alienated. 29. And they shall deal thee hatefully, and shall take away all thy labor, and shall leave thee naked and bare, and the nakedness of thy whoredom shall be discovered, both thy lewdness and thy whoredoms. I will do these things unto thee because thou hast gone a warring after the heathen, and because thou art polluted with her idols. Thou hast walked in the way of thy sister, therefore will give her cup into thine hand. Thus saith the Lord God, thou shalt drink of thy sister's cup, deep and large. Thou shalt be laughed to scorn, and had in derision, it containeth much. Thou shalt be filled with drunkenness, and sorrow with the cup of astonishment, and desolation with the cup of thy sister Samaria. Thou shalt even drink it, and suck it out, and thou shalt break the sherds thereof, and pluck off thine own breast. For I have spoken it, saith the Lord God. Therefore thus saith the Lord God, because thou hast forgotten me, and cast me behind thy back, therefore bear thou also thy lewdness and thy whoredoms. The Lord said moreover unto me, Son of man, wilt thou judge Aholah and Aholibah? Yea, declare unto them their abominations, that they have committed adultery, and blood is in their hands, and with their idols have they committed adultery, and have also caused their sons whom they bare unto me to pass for them through the fire to devour them. Moreover, this they have done unto me. They have defiled my sanctuary in the same day, and have profaned my Sabbaths. For when they had slain their children to their idols, then they came the same day into my sanctuary to profane it, and lo, thus have they done in the midst of mine house. And furthermore, that ye have sent for men to come from far, unto whom a messenger was sent, and lo, they came for whom thou didst wash thyself, paintedst thy eyes, and decayedst thyself with ornaments, and sittest upon a starry bed, and a table prepared before it. Whereupon thou hast set mine incense and mine oil, and a voice of multitude being at ease was with her and with the men of the common sort were brought Sabeans from the wilderness. Ang ingay pa. Ayan mo na. with spot bracelets upon their hands and beautiful crowns upon their heads. Then said I unto her that was old in adulteries, will they now commit whoredoms with her? And she with them. Yet they went Verse 44, Yet they went in unto her as they go in unto a woman that playeth the harlot. So went they in unto a hola, and unto a holy battle, the Lord women. And the righteous men, they shall judge them after the manner of adulteresses, and after the manner of women that shed blood, because they are adulteresses, and blood is in their hands. For thus saith the Lord God, I will bring up a company upon them, and I will give them to be removed and spoiled, and the company shall stone them with stones, and dispatch them with their swords. They shall slay their sons and their daughters, and burn up their houses with fire. Thus will I cause lewdness to cease out of the land, that all women may be taught not to do after your lewdness. Verse 49, And they shall recompense your lewdness upon you, and ye shall bear the sins of your idols, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. Yung mga adulteresses na guys. Bye everyone. God bless.